Alright, does this work? I think we're good now. I think we're good to go. Ah. Hello, big statue. Welcome to my minion army. Minion army, time to sacrifice yourself. Go forward and die. Yes, die, just like that. Ow. Why are you attacking me, Temple Guardian? I wasn't doing anything except killing you and my minions. It's Temple Guardians. They just overpaid. That's what I'd say. Let's skip this song. There we go. The Temple of Atera. The god of the east, Raya, takes the form of a glorious eagle, fire raging from his golden feathers, his talons killing people and things. What is this feeling? Will I become whole again? I don't know. Don't know. Who are you, strange voice? What are you doing in the middle of the floor? Time to kill things. So once I get up to the once I get up to Atera, or not to Atera, yeah, call it Atera, to her final resting place, to her chambers, I can use the crates to gain ward while I fight the boss. It's a legitimate strategy. So it seems like I can gain tons of ward by fighting packs. I think it's that crit chance. Good job, Bone Golem. You won. You lived to survive another day. Doors. Kaboom! Level 24. It's like 6 levels away from the end of story content. Almost got the file. Hi enemies, let's go on an adventure. You can kill me, you can try, or you can attack my minions, I don't care. We're just gonna go to the very end. The end of the journey. And I'll kill you all at once. Right, doors. 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 Made it. Right, Golem, come to me. Skeletons, come. Prepare to die, so I may gain ward. There we go. And all the ward. Ha ha ha. Over 1,000. That's nice. All the ward. All the ward in the world. Come to me. What's pretty neat is that I still have like 200 ward. So I got some decent ward retention. Right, through the door. If I may. Thank you, thank you. Right, to this door. Go through. Hello, hello. We get all of the things. Apparently I don't run fast enough because they're like right on my tail. Right, Bone Golem, do your thing. Skeletons, come. Protect me. Oh, look at my ward. Woohoo. Over 1,000 already. Boop. Oh. Let's bring back another golem. That sounds good. Right, let's get in some skeletons, send out some wraiths. Right, everything dead? Sweet. That is actually pretty easy. Right, can I get anything more with crit in this tree? No. So, I can get more health from killing my own minions. Can have more chance to double cast, or I can shred some armor. And that just sounds super nice. Shredding bones. We're just gonna keep going for that bone nova. Can I trigger it every time now? Nope. Sure can't. What if I get super low? Can I trigger it? Because I'm supposed to get increased damage when my health is low. It doesn't seem I am. Spell damage? Spell damage, 52%. 22%. Okay, so I did get 30% extra spell damage. Maybe. Yeah, 52. So I am getting it. It just doesn't seem to be adding a whole lot. Still doing about 30 damage. Raya is god of the east, master of the mountains. His flaming crest burns with the light of the sun. No, I'm not digging this music. Turn on pretzel. Turn on some classical. Some classical music. Audio. Here we go. Instrumental. Try this. See how this sounds. And all right. We're gonna gather up all the things. Ooh, a chest. A chest that most likely has nothing in it. We'll gather it in the rest. But we will gather up all the things. And just run, 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 run. Hopefully I don't die from this massive amount of ranged attacks. Go through the doors. Hopefully I don't get stuck in one. Gather up more of the things. Right through the door. And then I'm going to kill everything all at once. Because it seems that works out pretty well for me. Given how much reward I get from doing it. We'll bring in some skeletons. Some wraiths. I'm going to try and survive. Ah! Okay, it didn't work out too well that time. Let's try it again. Alright, high thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a lot of you right there. Why am I not getting any ward? What is going on here? There we go. There's 200 ward. Alright, just bring out a bone golem again. I'm just gonna run around in circles and do that circle gameplay. Yeah. Super exciting circles. Where'd everything go? Did I kill everything? Okay. I guess everything's dead. As far as I'm aware. Through the door, through the door. And then over to this door. Alright, Golem. It's your time to shine. Be my tank. Die. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So many Sprugans. What the Sprug Sprug. Alright, are they dead yet? Did I kill them all? Good job. Good job, Golem. Oh, someone else? What's just some oblivious eyes? It's okay, they're pretty oblivious. See what I did there? got some points to spend and things. Get a notification. Alrighty. Do I get to spend some points? We can keep going with damage for now. We're gonna go for more ward when skeletons die. We'll go this way. This way's the fun way. Hello, monument. You've got a face on your back. This way. This way, this way. Alright. Looks like there's plenty of you. Enough to, like, kill me instantly. Do this. 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 Did the golem just kill everything? Looks like the golem just killed everything. Alright. You do you, golem. I don't need to cast spells, I guess. Get some wraiths, some skeletons. All of my wood. Die, scorpion, die. I don't know, for some reason my bone golem seems to be giving me tons of ward, and I haven't figured out why. Alright. Shredding that armor. And now we've got Defile unlocked, and I think Defile's gonna be better than Mark for Death. Nope. More things and more things. Hello, thing. Oh, come on, you didn't aggro. Right. Okay, that's lots of AoEs. Too many pillars. Get all the corpses. Ha ha ha. Look at my ward. No, no one needs you here, monument. You're just too big. You can just go away. Right, what can I put deft on? No, I don't want deft, I want shades. I want shades things. Wee. Ow. Golem. Kill it. my golem damage might just be overpowered. I don't know. Increase spell damage if one of my skeletons has died. Very nice. And mana when my skeletons die. I just want damage. I don't need mana right now. I'm not starved for mana at the moment, so I think we're doing pretty good. Ooh, look at that pack. Get through this door. Alright, there's the exit. You kill everything first. This eye is completely oblivious. Oblivious to me walking by. Alrighty. Look at all these things. Summon bone golem. Skeletons. All my ward. Right, everything's dead. Including my golem. Sweet. Bone golem. Okay. I want to see if that point finally does it to where I can. Oh, that's wrong. To where I can trigger the. Nope. Trigger the retaliate every time I hit this guy. Maybe if I'm at low health and I get the low health spell damage bonus. It's close. It's like every other hit is triggering it. It's gonna kill my golem. Who needs golems? Alright. The Sanctum Bastille. Atera is the embodiment of the world itself and guardian of all the things, just all of them. So doing that gets me ward. It's gonna do that a ton while I fight this bloke. And blow up all of the vases and barrels and boxes. They're like ward punching bags. Right, golem, skeleton. And okay, we're gonna trigger that she died. And then all of the wraiths. Oh, the wraiths aren't aggroing. Wraiths, go aggro. Alright. Another skeleton, another wraith. Right, need ward, need ward. Can't afford the lack of ward. I'm gonna summon the golem so I know that I have it. Oh my gosh, the AoEs. Great. This is not the easiest time I've ever had with this guy. It's also not the hardest. So I guess we're doing okay. Oop. Pick up the loot. Let's see. I'm gonna hop on Discord general channel. Last Epoch. I think we might be getting a special guest.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Luke, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. Just woke up.
Yeah. Early in Aussie time.
Oh, it's not. It's almost 12 a.m. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sleeping in.
11. It's 11. It's 11:10. Well, I'm sleeping in slash just. Oh, right now it's crunch time, so staying up an hour later every day to get everything done. But that's all good. I'll be back to normal time pretty soon.
There you go. So, yeah, when does your work on a project end? Do you like?
I I don't think it will for a while.
What is this place?
Yeah,
How do you know what
there's
happened there?
plenty of stuff to do still. Yeah,
Goodbye.
everyone's got a lot of work.
Are you pretty much doing stuff up until like the start cooking the patch?
What do you mean by start cooking the patch? Is that what you said?
Start cooking the patch? Yeah.
Patch. Oh, I heard pad. I was like, what pad? Start cooking the patch. Yes. I'm trying to get as many optimizations, like small stuff that isn't going to like break instantly, into the patch. Um, Stuff like today's work is fixing the restart screen for when you're changing a setting that only works when you restart. So we added monitor support a few days ago, and just working on lower end hardware optimizations because it turns out there's a lot of people out there over 1050.
I don't doubt it. It's a pretty popular card.
I was surprised just how many people had a 1050. I was like, oh, Jesus.
I mean, I'm gonna upgrade mine by release for sure.
That would be amazing.
Oh, but then I won't be able to tell you all of the things wrong with the 1050.
I wouldn't say wrong, I'd just say slow.
Slow. Well, I don't know. Well, I guess it's the Linux NVIDIA drivers that gets stuff wrong often.
Mm.
I got the lovely snow in the end of time.
Yeah, I created a fix for that a few days ago. It won't be around. The fix won't pop into reality just yet because it requires the art team to run a script in every scene, and I'd rather not take their time up with this just yet. But we'll get it done.
Be cool.
That's it, just ran flat. I'll be back.
Sure. For anyone tuning into the stream who doesn't know, this is Luke Dooley. He's the graphics and performance guru and god of Last Epoch. So he's just tuning in to Discord. We're chatting. If you wanted to join us, we're in just public Discord, just chatting in general voice chat.
I was watching anime all last night and must have fell asleep with it on.
Oh, what anime do you watch?
Look, have a guess.
Bleach.
No. Think of a nerd. I'll give you a clue. Virtual reality.
Sword Art Online?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Nice.
I love virtual reality. Virtual reality is my jam.
That's pretty cool. We're getting virtual reality in Last Epoch?
Look, I made a side project and spent like 2 days on it. It was Garbo is the word I'm going to use for it. But I did consider it at one point in time, and then I went, this is probably not viable.
How would that work for an ARPG? You would
It would have to be first person.
right, so
There's
you'd
no
have
way to
to
get
not
around it.
make it isometric anymore, right?
Yeah, which breaks a lot of the levels.
I mean, that's fine. We just tell the level designers to step it up a bit, right?
Look, I'm on good terms with them. I would consider. I don't really want to break that. This map used to be one of our worst that you're in right now. It was the worst performing map in last Epoch for a while.
The Outcast camp?
I think it was this one. Yes. We have
Huh.
so many levels now. It's like I haven't seen all of them yet. I played through some of the new levels a few days ago and was like just blown away. I was like, I haven't seen anyone working on this. Where did it come from?
Our team
Yeah.
just they're pulling maps out fast.
Yes. So a lot. Well, you see me do a lot of the graphics, but what I would say I do more of is optimizations through code. So I write code that the art team use to do a lot of the stuff they do with one click instead of it taking a couple hours or in some cases hundreds of hours. So yeah, it's quite cool to see my framework being used in that way. Because
That is
whenever I
cool.
go to it, yeah, whenever I go to a new scene, it's like set up professionally, and I don't have to say anything, which is always nice when I can be quiet.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there's any like map generation tools that you guys were working on.
Oh,
I watched oh dear, I died. I watched that video that Jurley posted from the PoE conference. Gerald, yes.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good man, Gerald. Yeah, yeah, we do have well, we do have generation stuff. But right now from I think the only levels that we used it in, we convert it back to non real time generation. Um, but we can do it. Like that's no problem. Unity's very good in the fact that someone's already done it. You can either copy them or look how they did it and build your own one just twice as fast. Unity's great for that. It's like we shove out these levels as fast as we do because the engine is super easy to use for creating levels and whatnot, and it's great like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that being useful over like Unreal. It seems like not as many people use Unreal, even though like, it's got
It's
the more performance.
it's Unreal suffers. So the reason Unity does so well is because anyone can do it. Like Joe, you
How's the
could
game
do it
so
tomorrow.
far?
It would probably take you 2 to 3 weeks, and you'd be mediocre at it. But if you did Unreal, it would probably take you months.
Yeah.
I know both that as well as CryEngine, and I can tell you like Unity was my first engine, and it's still the engine I'm with today because it was my first engine basically. I've got almost yeah 6 years and something months in Unity now. So yeah,
How's the game so
I
far? You might
learned
try beta.
Unity for
I
graphics at school, like your graphics course.
the what?
For a graphics course, is it? So I had to, 3D modeling and stuff, and
Oh yeah.
I wanted to make my stuff look better and do it in real time. So I learned Unity, and then from there I somehow become a programmer. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, I guess you ended up in like the graphics department, so I guess makes some sense.
Yes, yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah, that's just what I'm specialized in. Yeah.
Well, right, I guess everyone's a specialist in something,
Yeah, yeah,
but everyone has to learn the basics.
yeah. It does take its time. Yeah, as I've got older, I've definitely picked up more skills in Unity and whatnot, just from things like that. But my ones I hate is UI. I can't stand UI. I can do it, but man, it's like I might as well get the shakes, when I'm doing it.
So I love the game right now, God Capricorn. Thanks for tuning into the stream, by the way. I would totally recommend buying it. I've spent hundreds of hours in the game already. But I'm a bit biased. I've been here since the Kickstarter. If you want a fully complete finished game, it's not going to be fully complete once beta rolls out, but it'll probably be pretty close to, being something that you can spend a lot of time playing right now. Compared to Path of Exile. So I didn't play a ton of Path of Exile. I only played about 40 hours worth of Path of Exile. For me, the gameplay is smoother because you don't have to spend as much time in like theory crafting for your builds. You can build with it's like more intuitive building. Like I can just kind of go and say, like, I really wanted to work with this particular skill node, and so I just kind of decided to go and start playing and just build around this one unique effect, and it was like pretty painless for me to do that. Like it's not super complicated. It was like Maro shards can hit and damage your own minions. Oh, that sounds fun. I'm gonna make a build where I kill my own minions. So here's what I ended up doing. And there's a lot of depth to it as well. So I'd say whereas Path of Exile is it's a kind of very high skill ceiling and very high skill floor, I'd say that Last Epoch also has a similarly high skill ceiling, but a much lower skill floor. So it's easier for you to get into. As far as like the actual like gameplay, the combat mechanics and stuff like that, people have said that the speed of the game is kind of in between Grim Dawn and Path of Exile. So it's slower paced than Path of Exile, which I think is good personally. I think Path of Exile is crazy fast. You just get super overpowered and clear everything and crazy. And it also means that like they have unique modifiers for the mobs and stuff, and makes the mobs stand out more when you have like a special mob. Yeah, I wanted to ask you what your like favorite thing that you work on is. Because I know you were super excited when you started like working on grass.
Touch blending and reactive. Yeah. I love doing stuff graphics wise that hasn't really been done on that scale before. Like our grass system is pretty special now because it's sunk a lot of hours into it and whatnot. And there was a third party that helped out a lot with that. He's very talented, and yeah, it looks pretty amazing how far we've come with it, with the grass and whatnot. You've seen in the trailer. You've seen all the new grass, yeah.
I have not turned on advanced grass in there.
Oh, I'm in the trailer. The video.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I'll have to take another look at. I'll have to take another look at the trailer.
Yeah, we bumped up the density in the later levels is a lot higher than the previous one. So if you have a look in that trailer, you'll see the grass is quite nice.
I like the attention to detail with stuff like that.
Yeah. It's an RPG. A lot of the technology we actually use is made for first person.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just because like we are a small team, we can't do everything from scratch. So yeah, but what that does mean is that a lot of our stuff like we can zoom in up to it, and it just looks better than if you have it zoomed out, which really helps for the immersion and whatnot. But it does mean that takes a dip once in a while.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There will be more performance changes coming in the future. It's just dependent on time as well as if I have to do anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from what I hear, like the improvements from beta, like I heard 12%. I heard that number. Don't know where. Anonymous source.
Look. Um, since the pre-alpha, we've gone down in performance. I just fixed that a few days ago because now the game's got so much more to it that the latest version is slower than the first version. Obviously, because the first version had nothing. But against stuff after the pre-alpha, um, yeah, it is faster for lower end hardware. But it also can go farther and look better.
Yes, I am. God, this is
It did
Luke.
take quite a while.
I'm talking with Luke Dooley. He's one of the graphics and performance developers of the game. So if you wanted to ask him a question, I can ask him the question for you, or you can join us in Discord. We're in the public Last Epoch Discord channel right now. You can ask him yourself if you want.
So, what do you do besides streaming? What's your hobbies?
Well, I also watch anime.
Sword Art Online. You finished that yet?
Oh, of course. Well, I haven't
Oh,
finished the Alicization. I'm like 2 episodes from the end.
yes, yes. I have. I just started watching it 2 days ago, and I've just left it on my left-hand monitor. And well, I'm up to like season 2 episode. I'm like 40 something episodes in now. It's like, go out and
Yeah.
have a life, Luke. Stop watching anime. Nah, it's all good. My mate's up here for his birthday soon, so that's gonna be fun.
Nice.
Yeah. Last Epoch's a great working environment. It's definitely nice. It's just, you're always inside every day, and yeah, it can take a toll on you.
Yeah. Do you guys so I guess most of your communications in the Discord. Do you guys ever like I guess your like social hangouts are Discord, right? Hey Inferno, how's it
Yeah,
going?
I'm a part of like 60 something Discords, and I have a lot of friends around the community and whatnot.
Interesting. Well, you're the only dev in Australia, right? From 11th Hour?
Yes, yes.
So you get lonely on your own little island?
Well, think of it this way: I'm in a regional town that primarily consists of
Good, good.
sugarcane, and there isn't many people in my area, male or female, that would actually play video games or be a game developer. I've met maybe one other person, and he wasn't even in Bundaberg. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not like if I was somewhere else, like a big city, I would have a lot more. I would say I'd be a lot more forward about meeting people that do the same sort of stuff as me, but it's just not possible where I am, and that's quite painful when you can't find people that do the same things with you, which leads me to do virtual reality as well as playing just video games with my online friends more than what I would spend with my real friends.
Sure.
And that's I think that's okay, because I work different hours as well. It's pretty hard to teach up with my friends, but that's all good. Just got to make sure you do your exercise and keep fit and whatnot. But nah,
Yeah.
LA's a great place to work. It's definitely been an experience.
Yeah, I imagine for you it's gotta be the perfect place to work if there's like no one interested in what you want to do in your area.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Because now you get
well,
people from all over.
but, but between me and you, I'm a first-person shooter guy. I like my first-person shooters.
Oh, me too. I don't know if I told you this before, but I played like 4,000 hours of uh, Counter-Strike Source.
Back in the day.
Oh, back in the day, yep, back when I was like 13,
Sounds
which
actually
is
pretty good.
which is I was playing CS:GO last month, like that month where I disappeared from the last Epoch scene. That's what I was doing, and it's like, oh, everyone who's playing CS:GO is also like 13. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, my mates all played it, so I get dragged into it once in a while.
So yeah, I'm doing good, Inferna.
Get just
Just
completely wrecked,
chatting with
but you know.
Luke, who's one of the devs for the game in Discord. He's our graphics and performance expert. Bernardo, welcome to the chat. I am not from Canada. I am in Wisconsin. That is why I have a scarf on. It's cold up here too. I'm also just a generally cold person. I'd probably be wearing a scarf in the middle of the desert if I could.
That's I will agree. That scarf does look good on you.
Thank you, thank you. It's just so cold.
Yes, inside and out.
Oh, especially on this acolyte. Oh, this acolyte has no remorse for my minions.
Or
I
anyone
just
else she meets.
I'll just kill them all I want. This bone golem doesn't die fast enough though. How does the multiplayer work? Do I have a manual invite or people can join party? So multiplayer is not in the
Heads
game yet.
up, lower end hardware is getting a little FPS increase in the next few versions. We found some things that, well, I found some things that were able to do a little bit more optimized. So it will mean the game will look a little bit worse than what it is. But I'm trying to break the 60 FPS barrier on the 1050s.
I think you can do it. I believe.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's just doing it with what we have on
Uh oh,
hand.
I bugged this quest.
Yeah, I noticed.
Has this happened to anyone before?
um, honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell you. You just make sure
This
you
hasn't
report it
happened to
as a
me
bug
before.
on the. Yeah, just report it on the. It's probably already been changed, but if you just report it or whatever,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
what I was
someone
thinking.
that has the qualifications, Mike or what's his name, uh,
Sarno.
Sano. You know, there's so many good guys that do deal with all this stuff. Oh,
So
Hacker's another really good one.
so what do they do when they like come to you and they're like, so this person has this bug. I want you to try and fix it.
We use Jira um, to deal with all of our tracking and what we need to do and feature requesting and all that sort of stuff. So it's they report it to that and then go, hey, here's a bug, or they'll assign it into like the bug channel or whatever, and we have to deal from there. And it's pretty good. They're they're very good about it. There was like 2 weeks where I basically just got spammed with just bugs because he moved to Jira, and all of a sudden all these bugs I hadn't fixed just were like just coming back to haunt me. And you should have heard it. I was like I was talking to Hacker like, Hacker, you got to stop texting me, man. Just for a day, let me do this. But no, like they're really good, and we got everything done in time, and it went all well.
Hey Coldfire, how's it going? So God, multiplayer is not in the game currently. It will be.
Bernardo, if you're, am I all good to say what my thoughts and opinions are on Walking? Yeah.
Go for it. Go for it.
I think they're doing a very good graphical job. I don't play RPGs, like I just don't. So I don't know anything about the combat or anything, but I can say that they are very skilled team. But I don't know anything beyond that. Yeah,
There you have it.
yeah, they've had many years to iron out what they want.
So, what, Wilson's been in development for 4 years now, right?
Uh-huh. Something like
How long have you been on the Epoch 11th Hour team?
that.
Since the beginning?
A year and something. Yeah.
A year and something? Okay.
Yeah.
So
they
like
were
in the
showing-
Kickstarter.
just before the Kickstarter, I came on to quickly fix up the graphics because if you probably remember that the pre-alpha didn't look too good.
Yeah. So did you take over
So-
someone's spot on the team, or did you just
there
like
was, there
there's
was
no one working
there-
on?
There was no one that was doing graphics, and that's why it looks so bad. Like anyone can come in and make it look better if they know the basics of it. But I guess I stuck around because I know a bit more than the basics these days, which is nice. Yeah, it definitely helped out. One thing I will say is so the original version that I saw when I was giving feedback on the graphics didn't have ACS lighting or ACS ACES. It's a filmic light. What do you call that? It's just filmic lighting, and that's one of the biggest changes I think I ever made. It looks really nice after that. I'm gonna ramble a bit today.
Me too. I'm tired. I'm almost done with my week of work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I work with kids, so like at the end of every week I'm exhausted.
Oh, so you can put up with me then.
Exactly. So in I guess 3 years. Oh hey Jimmy, welcome to the channel. In 3 years, last Epoch is gonna be better looking than Wilson.
Oh, look, that's a big ask from me. I definitely will try. But for that to happen, there's a ton of things that we need to do if we want to get to that quality. And I'm not saying the team can't do it. Very much, they're very capable of doing it. It's just how much time do you devote to making it look better, or how much do you devote to gameplay? And at some point, I'll probably get enough time, or I might not. I might have to work on some other systems, e.g. not me specifically working on the networking, but network related items that need getting done, all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of things we still have to work on, and I can't always spend my time on doing the graphics, even though I would.
Interesting. You're working on networking too?
No,
No.
I'm not.
Okay.
I did the chat system. That's me.
I remember. That's why we blame you for everything.
yeah, that chat system. We made it in less than 2 weeks. So give me a break.
Well, that's a nice question from chat from Bernardo. Are you aiming for Grim Dawn or PoE level graphics? Like, what would you?
Oh no.
What would you want as like an end goal? Like,
I would consider our graphics a little bit better than those. There's a few things that those two games don't do that we already do, like real-time global illumination, real-time reflections, real-time this, real-time that, as well as advanced grass. And we also use noise-based, it's Perlin noise with a ton of extra stuff like shadows. And obviously we can't show it off on your rig, but the newest scenes, you'll see. Just give it a few weeks. How long is it till now? Like another.
Was it? It's 2 weeks? Something? Oh, well, it's on a Tuesday.
Something like that. But when that does hit,
Week and a half.
The game will look a lot better.
12 days. 12 days.
Yeah.
Mark it on your calendars, chat.
Technology is in place right now, but scenes that don't really take the full capability of everything we've got there yet.
That affects my retaliation node. go to college.
But yeah, I'm very happy with how everything's, you know, gone with last Epoch and everything that we've managed to get in.
So, is there like going to be a point when you're like, okay, graphics are in a good spot with last Epoch, so I'm going to work on, because you mentioned you did other programming stuff. You want that you're going to focus more on the other stuff?
My passion is the graphics, and as I said, I don't know if I'll ever hit the point where I will not want to work on it, but I know that I'll hit a point where it's like I could, you know, make the graphics, you know, amazing, but then the other places would lack a lot, and that's up to you know, the time constraints and what we set in place and what, you know, I get told I need to focus on, all that sort of stuff. So that's all good. But yeah, there is a point where I would consider it graphically, you know, graphically uh, graphically correct. And I think that's the way of putting it.
Hmm. Did you do the box physics?
No, but that is internally. I think it's called the ace in the hole, where every streamer mentions it. Eh? It's like you can move the box, and I'm there, you know, like I'm there going, it's just the box.
What I love about the boxes is not their physics, it's their mechanics. That I can kill the boxes and gain like ward for killing boxes and stuff. Which
Yeah.
I don't want that to go away.
I have like limited clue about actual gameplay. I'm pretty sure I've died the most on last Epoch, just from the easy mobs as well. And that's all good, you know.
Well, I
At
guess that
least
means that the team has a noob that they can use to do the like super internal testing with.
yeah, and it's always funny because I have to go into play mode, you know, get the game going to see all the graphics changes that I make, which means that I end up dying before I can see it. And like when I was doing the arena graphics, I kept dying and going to a different arena, and not the one I want. I want to go back to where I was.
Wait, do you not still have dev mode?
I do have dev mode, but it takes like 30 seconds to turn on. So, well, like it takes a little bit to turn on because you got to go. So there's two different cameras that I have. I have the game camera, but then I also have the world space one. The world space one allows me to move around and actually look up close at everything and do that sort of stuff. But the problem is when I start my games, it's always in that second camera, not the first one. So my player just stands there and the enemies just come over and kill him.
I found a mob in the floor.
Yeah, you might as well. If it's buggy, just report it.
Don't worry, I take
haven't got him stuck, have you? Your bone golem?
No, bone golem's not stuck. There's just something in the floor that the skeletons are trying to kill.
Yeah, just report that one, eh?
Yeah, grabbing that screenshot. That's weird.
Do you have an AoE? I don't know if you do there. I can't see. It's probably, I think it's the only one I know of. If that is what I think it is.
It's a what?
I normally play the Barbarian. I love the Barbarian. I haven't really played much of any of the other classes.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I know that class.
Oh, don't you want to like well, yeah, I guess the Primalist is the buggiest with the movement skills. It's gonna get you the most bang for your bug testing.
Oh, honestly, like I don't really notice too many bugs. Honestly, even when they're intended or not, it's like I don't know.
Gotta get Mitchell and Mike in to. Oh yeah, that's what that's supposed to do. Did I get the quest thing? Return to the sealed door. Yes, I did. How do you pronounce Trasuki? Trasukai?
Trosochi. Trosochi?
What?
Something like that.
That's not at all what I expected.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the Unity guys that we have contact with, I think he was the first guy to pronounce it correctly the first time that I know of.
Haka says Trasoki.
Trosochi is what I've heard.
Welcome to the chat, Haka.
Yeah, he's a very darn good developer.
Yeah. I know before there's as many people as we have now, I talked to him a bunch. Just like, how is this thing supposed to work? Why is this do this? But I think the team's grown quite a bit since then. Like, I have
yes.
I can ping more people for like more specific things.
Yes.
I hardly ever
yes.
ping Trisoki anymore.
Oh look! I love it when you ping me and then give me all your problems. It's great.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I hope I'm not bothering anyone when I do it, but
it's good because it means that a streamer or anyone else is going to run into those issues like in the future because we can get them patched out pretty quick. Bug hunting is never fun for us, but when the other people just give us, on a silver platter, it's great.
How do the eras work? Are they like eras? Acts. They're just times. So
how many
there
hours
are
you sunk into the last Epoch so far? Do you know yet?
I do not actually know. We don't have a counter, and I'd have to count pre-alpha, right? And alpha. And then do I count the time I've spent working on the wiki? Because that could that could inflate it by quite a bit.
Yeah, the wiki's great, man. I've seen it once in a while, and I'm just blown away with how much detail is on there.
I would love to have more, but it's like, trying to find time. Fortunately though, like the time the time I spend streaming versus like working on the wiki don't overlap because the time I'm streaming is like time I'd like absolutely do not want to be doing like wiki stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you get that feeling where you're like, I just absolutely do not want to be programming right now.
Yeah. So I'll go and have a look at like more hands-on like scene stuff, and whatnot, and then I alternate between those two and whatnot, and that's really good. Always breaking up your work with something a little more interesting, and then once you've done that, going back to what you find more interesting is always great.
Yeah.
If that makes sense at all.
That's how you keep enjoying what you're doing.
For long periods of time, yes.
It's always something I've struggled with because I was like start a project and like get really into it and like get super into it for a while and then just abandon it. Just like one of my like things when I like started working on the wiki is like, I don't know if I'm just gonna like do all this work and then suddenly leave. So I do that a lot.
Yeah. I have a lot to thank for Judd. Judd's very dedicated, by just massive amount. And yeah, he's kind of inspired a lot of people with that, I would say. I'm very motivated to begin with, though, just like from my past and whatnot. I was the guy that, that one nerd that would always run the Minecraft servers and all that sort of stuff, so I guess that helped me in a lot of ways with that as well.
Welcome in, Attila. Nice to see you in chat. Yeah, so the way that the eras work is there's the 4 main eras, and we time travel in between them. So the game does have chapters that are basically like our acts, but a chapter might be encompassing a couple different eras, or You know, you might start one chapter in the Divine Era, and then you go to the Imperial Era, and then the next chapter is in the Primal Era. So it's not a very linear interaction with the time. It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff, if you're familiar with Doctor Who. So like what I was doing just now with the quest I was doing is I had to get the key from the Outcast camp to unlock the door in Imperial Era Warren. And then I have to go back to the future, because I started in the future, so I go back to the future. Memes. And go back to the future in the ruins of Velrun, where I open the door and I go and I collect the sigil from the guard who's guarding the door inside of here. And so then I go back to the past to unlock the door. The door that the guard was guarding, because now I have his sigil because he died after like 300 years. I guess 200. And now I can go in here and finish the quest, where I see some stuff and then go back and turn it in. So it's kind of like Elder Scrolls Online, where the zones scale and you can do them in
Anyway,
whatever
Jim,
order. Not necessarily.
I've got to probably get going now.
Sounds good. Thanks for stopping in. It was a fun chat.
Yeah, got a meeting now. Probably should show up for once. You have a good day, man.
Yeah, you too. Tell everyone at the meeting they're all doing awesome.
Alright, will do. See ya.
See ya. Alright, so now I can focus on the gameplay. No, I won't be dying to trash mobs. So you plan to finish your Beastmaster tonight and roll a new char to test. Got any ideas for which builds haven't been looked at much? Actually, I do. Acolyte and Mage. This door is supposed to open. This door is not opening. I might have bugged this quest too. Oh no, I have to hit the thing. I always do that. I'm just like trying to click on the door to open it, and then I remember that that's a destructible door. I'm supposed to break it down. Yeah. I think especially the Acolyte could use some looking at. I don't think there's been too many people playing that recently at all. You have Fortnite challenges to do. Is that a new Fortnite thing? There's like challenges? There will be a scaling mechanic as far as like endgame mechanics for Last Epoch. It's called the Gates of Memoriam, so you'll be able to go back to the zones, but that's more like a level scaling mechanic. There might be some levels later on where you get to choose like what you do first and such. But for these first two and a half chapters that they've implemented so far, the story is pretty linear. Oh my gosh. The story is pretty linear in that you do the one quest, you go to the next quest, you go to the next quest. There's side zone areas that you can like pretty much decide when you want to go to the side zone and do the side zone quest. It's hot, hot, hot. Yes. Fortnite, all the rage with everyone. It's not on Linux though, so I don't play it. I will give a darn about Epic when Epic ow. Ow! I think I hurt. When they build stuff for Linux. They have Fortnite for mobile. Don't we have phones? So I could play Fortnite on my phone, but that just sounds terrible. Who wants to play an FPS on their phone? I'll just play CS:GO. Like what? Um, a cool thing, belt slots for potions. Yeah, I think it makes thematic sense. It's very well done thematically. The only like caveat I have to the system right now is that it's very unreliable to get the potions. So not only is it based off of chance, but there's no like pickup radius modifier or anything so that I can like pick it up from further away. Which means if it drops behind a mob or something, I can't really get to it. Um, which can cause a problem if I built around having the potions. I'm turning you up, Inferno. So if you're unlucky with potion drops, you're fucked. Pretty much. Or are there other things to get HP? Yes, there are. So you have leech, you have HP regeneration, you have skills and other mechanics that will get you HP as well. It's just kind of one other extra mechanic. And as I like to say, the oh fuck button. It's pretty much I just spam D whenever I feel like shit's going down. But yeah, I actually generally am building leech right now for my builds. And I wrote a forum post on this recently about the difference of active defenses and passive defenses. In last Epoch right now, most of our defenses are so most of our like passives and item defenses are very passive. Our active defenses come from skills for the most part. Like our only active defenses are leech and movement speed and potions. But we have a ton of passive defenses. We have block chance, which basically adds your block protection, block armor to your hit roll, based off of whether or not you block it. You have dodge, which basically just means you get to avoid getting hit. So 100% damage reduction based off of your chance of dodge. Dodge does not scale as well into the later game because it's based off of the level of the area. So at higher level areas, you need more dodge rating to get the same dodge percentage. So it's going to be super hard to actually get that going well. Did I miss a host?
What about loot filters? Talk of that, or is there a loot filter?
Loot filters. Yes, loot filters will be in the game. 100% they're working on it. Probably won't be with beta release, but it'll come in eventually. Hello, Chicken Love. Goodbye, Chicken Love. That's a cool name, Chicken Love. Right, so now I'm actually at the point of the game where I'm going to work on building items, which for me, because my entire build is all uniques, is actually going to be really quick. But I'm about to go hop into the arena, so this is usually when I like to actually make a build. So I'm going to go to the council chambers to see if I can pick up any like cheap items from the shop. The undead emperor is thought to be hundreds of years old and lived at a time when the gods still walked upon Terra. So that's the Imperial era, which is going to be content that we're going to be getting in the beta. They're basically doubling the story content for beta, which is super cool. We know we're going to be going to the Imperial era, and I forget what the, we're going to be going to the desert in the was it the Divine Era or the Primal Era? We're going to be going to the desert too, which I'm excited for. The desert biome is like my favorite biome for like any game. Because I like the sun, I like heat, and I like sand. It's like all of my favorite things. So we're going to go talk to our blacksmith over here, Anya. So I only really need a book and boots, maybe an amulet. Increase cast speed. So that's actually what I want to build on my tomes, is cast speed. Damage over time, chance to find potions, and poison protection are things that I do not need. So, we got more books. Vitality and reduced health regen is actually really good. So these same tones are going to be nice. But the +2 and 2% reduce is actually the best roll for a stained tome that we can get. So now we can talk about crafting, for those of you who are not familiar with it. I would not be a friend with Anakin. I'm missing something. I definitely missed something. Something dark side? Anyways, for crafting, you basically get 2 prefixes, 2 suffixes, and I've been picking up tons and tons of shards. I have tons of shards from like throughout the entire alpha, and also got shards from pre-alpha because I'm special. But these are all going to go away once beta comes around. And I'll have to collect them all again from the beginning. Oh, he hated sand. I didn't remember that. Interesting. Yeah, I guess Anakin probably wouldn't like me too much. I'd be like in Tatooine being like, yo, why do you want to leave Tatooine? Tatooine's like the best planet in the system. Do they differ from magic and rares? So we have uniques, we have sets, and we have equipment. They technically have a rarity, which is the number of affixes that you have on them. So that's the color difference that you see. Like this is like a light blue, and it goes to green. But it's just the number of affixes you have on it, and it doesn't even relate to the tier of the affixes. But I have this void damage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, magic is like a low tier.
Magic is a low tier?
And then rare is like an upper tier, legendary.
Yeah. So
Do the lower tiers have fewer prefixes and stuff?
So the tier is just kind of a name. Like it doesn't actually reflect the quality of the item. It just reflects the number of affixes that you have on an item. So if I were to put vitality on this, it would automatically upgrade the tier of the magic quality of this item up to it would upgrade it to the next level of quality. It would change its color and stuff. But I could also add more void damage, and adding higher tiers of void damage doesn't actually change which tier of magic of rarity this item is. But you have the magic items, which is any equipment that has affixes on it, and any base equipment. But then you also have unique equipment, which, unlike the other equipment, you cannot craft on it at all, because the affixes it has are unique, and the affixes are set. So you can't craft or remove affixes from that at all. You can do any sort of crafting with it. Set items are the same thing as unique items, but they also have set bonuses with them that you get for having multiple of the set on. So like this set I have right here is Isadora's set, so I get bonuses for having all 3 pieces of the set. Which gives me the 60% increase in necrotic damage and mana efficiency with necrotic abilities. Which, actually, I don't think I have any necrotic abilities on my skill bar. So that's kind of a waste. It's not necrotic. Neither is that. But it's what it is. But my plan for this tome is it has this void damage affix that I don't really like on it. So I'm going to be using... I got a ton of these glyphs suddenly. I'm going to be using this Rune of Cleansing. Removes all affixes from the item. And reduces the fraction chance between 5 and 15%. Well, it seems to be bugged currently because it's reducing my chance of fracturing to 0. So now I have a base tome. And from this, I can craft whatever I want to it. I want to craft the Shades prefix onto it, which is increased cast speed. And just keep putting more on. I can add the Glyph of Stability. You add instability to the item as you put affixes onto it. So we can see now that the instability here is at 10%. So I add the Glyph of Stability to it. So instead of adding a flat 5 instability, it adds 1 to 7. So more often than not, it's going to be better than crafting without it. But there's a chance that you actually might make it worse by using it. I'm going to do it one more time, and hopefully I don't fracture it. Now I'm going to start using Glyphs of the Guardian, which reduce the fracture chance by 25%. Ward, what is it? I'll get to that in a second. So now I have a much lower chance of actually fracturing the item. But now I'm going to be adding a flat amount of instability whenever I do craft on it. So now I have a T5 cast speed on it, which gives me 18% increased cast speed, which is going to be fantastic. I can also craft some other stuff on here. I'm going to take a look at my character sheet. Looks like I'm missing a lot of elemental protection, poison protection. I could probably go for vitality overall. But I believe there's no spell leech that I can put on here. I could also add flat health, which I don't want to do because I'm getting rid of lots of my health anyways with the Morrow shards that I'm casting. I could add physical damage, which might be nice because I'm using physical from the Morrow shards. But if I wanted to do something with necrotic damage later on, it wouldn't be super nice. I will add armor, because the armor is going to help protect me from bleeds, which might give me a better chance of being able to actually use this bleeding heart. So I'm just going to cast armor onto this. The item's now broken. It's fractured. I can no longer craft any more affixes onto it. So what is Ward? Ward is it's basically a energy shield from PoE. If you're familiar with PoE, it adds this blue stuff to my health bar. It's basically a decaying shield. It goes down just naturally, which is modified by ward retention. Which I believe is other stats. Ward retention. My ward retention is 60%, which is actually really high because I have pretty high intelligence that gives me a lot of ward retention. Do items weaken or break with usage or death? They do not. It's only with crafting. So I got multi-craft recipe from PoE all the time in last Epoch. Multi-craft recipe. I'm not familiar with the multi-craft recipe in PoE. It's been a long time since I played PoE. Right, so I wanted more boots. Better boots. My boots. The base item for my boots sucks. So I want to get better boots to craft on. But it doesn't look like I'm going to get better boots. I'm just going to craft on these. We'll just craft that elemental protection that I have there. Because I know I needed that. And it broke. So I have at least some boots. And everything else is unique. Oh, it adds prefixes and suffixes times? Yes, that's pretty much the entirety of Last Epoch crafting in a nutshell. So I'm sure that's simpler than the crafting system in PoE, but I think it still offers a lot of depth with what you can do with it. Alright, so I need to go to the end of time to unlock the arena by going through the portal. Zinryu is hosting me, but I didn't get a hosting notification. That's weird. Thanks for the host, Zinryu. You're probably not here still. But a shout out nonetheless. Multi-craft allowed to craft more than just one affix to an item. Yes! Yes. You want to add all of the... So this right now is our current endgame content that we have. It's just an endless arena. Beta will be releasing more endgame content. With the Monolith of Fate, which should be super exciting. The arena, basically I just start killing stuff in waves. Everything comes to me and everything tastes delicious. So this is what we have for now to make up for the lack of other leveling content. So the health potions are going to be pretty much useless to me now. Have I played Grim Dawn? I have not played Grim Dawn. I just bought it because I play on Linux. Grim Dawn is a Windows exclusive game. But I did just buy it recently because I can play it on Steam Play now. However, I haven't actually gotten around to playing it because when I bought it, last Epoch came out with the latest patch, and I just haven't stopped playing yet. I think I've got nearly I've got probably like 50, 60 hours just playing this patch alone of last Epoch. Welcome into chat, by the way, Anvil. So in LE, you craft as much as you can to an item until it gets fractured and cannot craft anything more. Yep, that is exactly what you do. I mean, you just keep doing that and going through your items and your shards until you've crafted the perfect stuff. Grants additional ward. What's this? Enemies get cold, which is nice. I don't know what I want to build with this next. Minions deal increased damage over time. I'm not dealing damage. Increased necrotic damage. I don't have any necrotic stuff on my bar. Minions have an additional chance to bleed on hit. So I'll go for one of these. Might finish this up. Gain 9 ward when I drop below health. Leech or intelligence. I think I'll go for the intelligence to increase my ward retention even more. And increase my damage. This intelligence increases the damage of Marrowshides before. Increases everything on the Summon Wraith. Increases everything on the Skeletons. Increases everything on the Golems. Can't wait to see the Druid. I am so excited for the Druid. So for those of you who haven't checked it out yet, and actually I'll put it up on the stream, a picture of the werebear. This was posted in the sneak peeks for the developer Discord, which certain Kickstarter backers got exclusive access to Discord. But this picture is not under NDA, so I can show it. Off to you guys. So you guys are cool. Add existing werebear. Boom! That is huge. Scale this down. There we go. There's some werebear. So that is going to be one of the druid forms right there. So obviously he's getting some sort of swipe. Oh, actually I want to scale this up a bit more. And then didn't actually look at what's on his skill bar. Looks like he got the flanking strike. That Q slot skill is a brand new skill for Druid, it looks like. Let me open up and not my preview. So, I don't know why they have, no. Why they have flanking strike on their skill bar. It might mean that they're working on flanking strike, or it might just be that's what Judd or whoever took the screenshot wanted to use for their build. Werebear. Open with image viewer. This looks like the W skill. Looks like that's what you use to transform into the bear. The E skill looks like a bite, and the R skill looks like a howl. So I'm wondering if transforming... Oh, that's not Flanking Strike. Did they show the pally? Yes, it is shape-shifting. Did they show the pally? They have not shown any sneak peeks of the pally yet. You would say, oh yeah, you are correct. It does look more like the Q is what transforms. So it does look like you get a completely different skill set based off of your transformation, which is very interesting. Because I wonder how that works out mechanically, or and how skill specs would work with that. I would imagine that the skill specializations would work that you could specialize in certain skills in the transformation tree by just specializing in the transformation skill itself. But yeah, that's the werebear, which the werebear looks pretty cool. All right, that's a lot of people are excited about the werebear. It's like something that came from D2, apparently. Ooh, I almost deleted the wrong thing there. But what I'm actually really excited about is they're gonna have a transformation for a Spriggan, which exclamation point wiki Spriggan. There's a link to what the Spriggan is. The Spriggan is one of the minions that the Primalist currently has, which is basically a plant person. So the Druid's going to be able to transform into a plant person, which sounds pretty cool. I cannot actually think of any game that lets you transform into a plant person. Like the closest thing I can think of is Guild Wars 2 had the Savari in them, but that wasn't a transformation. That was like you are a plant person. So I'm just really excited to see what that ends up looking like, and I feel like that's going to be the more either like support or damage oriented transformation for the Primalist, or both, support damage. Right, mana efficiency, increased critical strike chance. Do I need more skeletons? Sure. Why not? Why not have more skeletons? And I'll make them even more brittle as well. And just have an army of skeletons that give me ward when they die. How do the classes work? The bluish background in which makes you wonder. Yes, so we have 5 base classes, which the base class I am playing right now is Acolyte. We have Acolyte, we have Primalist, we have Sentinel, and Mage currently. In development, there's the Rogue. Rogue is not available yet. Each of the base classes has 3 mastery classes in it. Currently, the 4 that are currently released only have 2 of the mastery classes available, so Warlock is still locked. The Druid and the Paladin are going to be new master classes that are going to come out in the beta release in 12 days. But you spend your first 20 points in your base class on their passive tree. Once you spend 20 points in the passive tree, you can start spending points in your mastery trees. And that will increase your level of that certain mastery. So I'm like a level 5 Necromancer on my Acolyte and a level 12 Lich. At level 30? I think it's 30? 25. At level 25 of your mastery, you can unlock that mastery, and you get access to more passes in that tree. But you can only ever unlock 1 mastery. So you can spend points in Necromancer, Lich, and Warlock, but you can only get the access to the upper part of the tree in 1 master class. That's kind of why Lich is bluish. Just to kind of separate it between these 3, probably. I guess the icon is blue too. The blue Lich. Blue blood. It sounds cool. Yes, it is cool. And I think that's I really honestly haven't looked too much into Grim Dawn, but I think that's kind of similar to how Grim Dawn works. I literally unlocked one skill in Grim Dawn. That's as far as I got. And then Last Epoch came out. Yeah, it's kind of similar. You select 2 classes in GD. Oh, okay, good. So I think I chose a class that I didn't actually want to play in Grim Dawn, so it's good to know that I can actually pick a second one later. What's actually really neat about the what's neat to know about the passive system, I should say, is actually none of the mechanics for the passive system. It's how they developed it. It used to be completely different, and I'd say probably more unique. They started off with a much more unique base for what their passive system was going to be. It was a grid system, and you kind of unlocked certain skills based off of points that you invested into an axis. But it was pretty difficult to use to see like what you were unlocking and so on. So the current passive system and like how mastery classes are unlocked in general is the result of a lot of player feedback and conversation that the devs had with the players during the pre-alpha and just in the transition into alpha back in August. So that's just something I like to bring up as like, hey, the Last Epoch devs, they're like super cool. They actually really listen to the players when they're developing stuff. Obviously, this is going to be less as they get closer to release, and then there's more people playing the game. But so far, the devs haven't disappointed me. If you were in here earlier, you heard me talking with Luke. Luke is super cool. He does a lot of work with the graphics and performance, which have also made huge leaps and bounds since pre-alpha when he started working on it. It's a combo of Poe and Wilson. Cool. Does Wilson even have like their how their skill system works up yet? I thought they were like super far behind on mechanics stuff. It's similar to GD, but on top of that, you get the ability skill tree, so that's cool too. Yes, I think the skill tree is probably like one of the most obvious features and features that people love about Last Epoch that you don't find in the other ARPGs currently. And the reasoning behind it, like why they wanted to have these trees, is they wanted to have tons and tons of nodes that they could use to modify the power of skills, and like give you lots of options in your builds as well. But the more nodes they have, the greater their ability it is to balance and like maintain the skills. Some of it's in beta. 2 to 3 wheels of the tree can be used now in beta. Okay. They're actually, so they got some of their progress on the. Alright, now I got twin golems. Here's your little baby golem. Hello, little baby golem. Splinters everywhere. That's interesting that it's not making the bigger golem go away. I would have thought that it would have like made it despawn. It'll die eventually. Skill tree is way different, yeah. It's one of the unique things about Last Epoch. Although I'd say the most unique mechanic, and the thing that like when I'm playing Last Epoch lets me know I am playing Last Epoch and not some other ARPG or RPG or any other game, is the mana mechanic. Because you can cast a skill as long as you have the mana for it. Most of the skills don't have cooldowns. you can cast it as much as you want, as long as you have mana. Even if you don't have enough mana, you can still cast it. You'll just go negative. You get that purple mana. And you gotta wait in order to cast again until you get back to regular mana. And it just feels really different, especially when you're playing like a mana-based class, like the mage, where you gotta be really mindful of your mana. It feels a lot different from other games. And like how you manage your mana resources. And then I think for most of the other classes that aren't mana intensive, it makes it feel nicer as well, because now you don't have to worry about it as much. Okay, so I'm gonna go for that intelligence there. I think they add little or none new skills in Wilson since alpha, so it's worrying. Yeah, I hear the graphics are great. It's the only positive thing I've heard about Wilson, actually. That and that the skills feel weighty. They feel impactful. Which I don't know what that means, to be perfectly honest. You hope so. You cheer for both games, but you like the progress of last Epoch better. Yeah, I mean, I would certainly not wish ill will on any games. Obviously, I'm not going to be playing Wilson ever. And, well, I wouldn't say ever. If it ever works well on Steam Play, I might play it, but I'm not going to play beta for a game that does not have Linux support. That's why I'm in last Epoch. Oh, sweet. It spawned both of my golems using only one summon. It is nice. Stop killing me. Please stop killing me. Am I hitting this thing? Okay, it's dead. Wilson's downfall was the redo they did for this go around. Yeah, I heard they redid like everything. They changed their engine or something, right? So they're getting more lore, more pets, and it set them back a lot. What is playing on the music thing? Pretzel. Am I on Linux? If so, why? Yes, I am on Linux. Why? Because I hate Windows and Mac is worse. It's like literally about like all the reasons I have. And there's no games that are like on Windows only that I feel the need to have Windows on my computer to play it that badly. The engine is the same. They're using CryoEngine still. Right. Honestly, like for most people, their operating system doesn't really matter, especially like if all you're doing is browsing and stuff. The only thing you're really going to care about is the UI. I hate the Windows UI, but I love the Cinnamon desktop environment. Like I can show you my desktop, what my desktop looks like. Boom. So the green is obviously I have two monitors and one of them's in portrait. But here's my Cinnamon UI right here. It's this little tiny bar at the bottom, super minimalist. It just feels a lot nicer. Here's like the desktop. That's what I like about it. So everything is changed with Wilson. They changed their passive trees, skill trees. They removed crossbows. Why would they remove crossbows? If you already have them in, do they replace them with something? You used Linux way back in the 90s? Yeah. Linux has changed a lot since the 90s. A lot. Welcome in, Cat Meow. How are you doing today? All right, I'm going to skip whatever music is playing. It's supposed to only be playing non-vocal music. And whatever that was weird. Alright, we're on wave 15. I haven't died yet. Surprisingly. No, but now you can do new things like use a pistol and dagger or shield. Interesting. So they're basically, did they replace it with guns? What was the reason? Oh, and also Stream Elements is letting everyone know that I now have my own Discord. Brand new. I've got, I think, only one other person in it currently, so if you want to be the second person in my Discord, if you want updates on my stream, you got ideas for things you want me to do, or you just want to chat, there's a link in chat. Primarily, the idea is to use it for stream updates, so that way I don't have to spam the last Epoch Discord all the time. And I've got some new stuff coming down the pipelines as far as streaming goes. I've been talking to a lot of other streamers about doing a co-op theory crafting streams with some other people. So that could be feasibly something that's happening, you know, in the next week or so. It's 4 a.m. where you are and you're not tired. Uh-oh. Your 6 p.m. tomorrow is going to be, or your 6 p.m. today is going to be terrible. I've had that happen. I'm assuming that you still have to work tomorrow or today, wherever you are. Pistol were there, but now you can use it with another item type. Interesting. Right. I'm gonna stop running around like a little acolyte sissy. I'm gonna kill my minions. I don't need them around. Oh. It turns out my golems are dying way faster now that I made them small. Which isn't a super big deal because I wanted them to die anyways. The problem is that they're dying faster than my cooldown to spawn new ones. Which is a bit of a problem considering they're like my only tank right now. So getting the twin golems may not have been a smart idea. You have a lucky free day. Okay, that's good. So yeah, you can just stay up all morning. Do whatever you want. Hooray! Is it the Easter Friday that you have is that why you have a free day? Alright, I did it eventually, guys. I killed the wave. There's an ocean playing in the background now. Got a nice quiet ocean music going. Soul Feast. Feast on the souls of all enemies marked for death. None of them are marked for death currently, so that's not going to do anything for me. Summon Wraith, actually, is what I wanted to build into. And I wanted the one that makes them all spawn at once. You summon 4 Wraiths with each cast, but there's a half-second interval between each cast. So that's where I'm going. For sure, 100%. Okay, so I do need to increase the tankiness of these golems now. The best way to do that is... armor is only going to protect them from physical damage, which is the damage I'm dealing to them with the Marrow Shards. So that's actually probably not what I want. I think I want just health and armor. Yeah, the extra health is probably what I want. Although I wonder if that's probably going to divide by 50%, 45%. So it's really only going to add about 25 health per golem. Yeah, but I wanted to make them larger and better at drawing aggro anyways. We're going to shred more armor. 98% chance to shred. Yep, also because I always got a free day whenever I'm at shore and not at sea. Oh, cool. Are you in a Navy? Or are you a fisherman? Or a... what do they call ocean researchers? Like people that go out to sea to research ocean stuff. Are you an ocean researcher? My first guess is Navy. It seems like the most plausible. Right, more intelligence. Who needs health regeneration? Right, guys? Okay, so I'm just pressing the wrong keys. It's like, why are my skeletons not spawning? Lots of wood. Over 400 wood. Oh, buddy. Golems. Right, this immortal eye is annoying. So another thing about last Epoch that you probably won't get out of PoE, mostly because of the clear speed, is that mobs feel different. Like, I don't know, you can go and look at this immortal eye and go, oh my god, I hate this immortal eye always kills me. Or, you know, depending on your build, there's like a different mob that like everyone always hates. There's like a most hated mob of every patch. Like last patch it was Venom Weavers. And it was hilarious because Zinneru died to the Venom Weavers a ton in a cave on stream, and we all just made fun of him for it. But you know, The effigies were hated for a long time. Void Mauls were hated for a long time. Grave Eaters were super hilarious for a long time, which I don't think Grave Eaters are in the game anymore, but they had a retaliate effect, which basically they would shoot meteors at you whenever you hit them. So if you hit them a bunch, with, you know, a lot of builds that like to hit things, they would fire tons of meteors onto your location, and usually the first one would stun you, and you'd be stun locked in like 20 bazillion meteors coming and hitting you, and it was hilarious. But the Immortalized also kind of have a unique mechanic. Void Prophets tend to kill people a lot because they deal more damage when they hit you in the back, it would seem. Or like you're just better off getting in close to them. I haven't figured out exactly what their mechanic is, but they definitely seem to be doing less damage if you are in close to them. Alright, so now we can summon a bunch of wraiths all at once, which is super nice because now I can just hit the button and then kill them all. Alright, so I want to also probably, there's a node where they spawn at my cursor location. Where's that? Cursor. No. Location. Do they get rid of that node? Is there no longer a way to make them spawn where I want them to? Target. No. What is this? Wraiths appear at the target location. Okay, so I have that node. So they should all be spawning wherever I point to. But they're spawning on top of me. Thanks for the follow, Bernardo. I appreciate it. Let's see, you were Merchant Navy. Probably all of your stuff was transported by ships at some point, so don't thanks. I don't thank? Why shouldn't I thank you? Thanks for guarding all of my, for transporting all of my ships. All of my things on your ships. It feels like LE is slower than PoE, but faster than GD, which is good. Yeah, that's what they're aiming for. They're aiming for the in-between ground between PoE and Grim Dawn. I don't know how fast Grim Dawn is yet. So in theory, I might actually prefer it to be slower than Grim Dawn. But I do prefer slower than PoE, so that at least is good. So I did find another bug in the stream already, with the wraiths not spawning where they're supposed to. I think this is going pretty well. Get it up to wave 30. Usually, like the first time I enter the arena with a build, I die a bunch until I like actually build stuff appropriately. I generally don't build defensive stuff when I'm playing, which is not the smart way to play, but it's the fun way to play. Kill my golems. Let my golems kill you while I kill them. Everything just dies. You, me, my friends' friends, your friends. Everything on screen's dying. This music is just very, very subtle. It's like very calming. My HP jumps a lot because I have a skill that lowers my health. And it sometimes double casts and sometimes doesn't, so sometimes it jumps more. I also have things that give me health sometimes, but not a lot of things that give me health. Or sometimes I'm popping a potion. But mostly it's me killing myself. Mostly it is me killing myself. Because most of the time I also have ward from killing my minions. So the monsters aren't actually hitting my health. Why do I, oh yeah, yeah, and casting skeletons is also killing me. So I'm losing percentage of current health from lots of different reasons. Which is hilarious. This is what I built this entire build around, is killing myself and killing my minions. Killing my enemies comes tertiary to killing myself and killing my minions. Alright, what's this? Gain mana when skeletons die. Summon Wraiths is going to start costing more mana now, but I don't think it's reached the point where I need to care about it. So I'm just going to make my skeletons easier to kill and summon more of them. Yeah, so we're going to increase the mana cost and add more Wraiths. And then we'll reduce the recovery. That'd be good. Alright, so I can gain more health when I kill my minions, or I can have a greater chance of double casting Marrow Shards. I'm just going to go for more health from killing my stuff for now. And we need to still make our golems tankier, because making them twins was maybe not a smart idea. But speaking of smart things, I might go for more intelligence. So I can go for culling. I don't have poison damage, so that's useless. I don't need health regen, because I have none of it. And that's locked. So I'm going to make myself smarter, get more int, I think. I don't think I need culling. I'm not usually the one killing things anyways, it's my minions. I just kill my minions. My minions kill things. And things kill me. It's like a cycle. It's like a beautiful cycle. Alright, so now I've reached the point where I care about mana a little bit. So that might be the next node I pick up. The skeletons is the mana. Especially since I don't have enough cast speed to actually summon a ton of skeletons. Like, actually useful. Whoop, killing more things. Give me ward from your bodies. Okay. This is gonna be a tough one. You got an eye and an effigy, and ow, you hurt really bad when I tank you to the face. Right, you can hit my minions. Ow. Okay. Alright. Okay. Survived that wave. Almost done. Right, skeletons. Here we go. I made it. I have a feeling I'm only gonna get up to wave 50 on this person. For reference's point of view, this guy got up to wave 1,200 on hardcore, followed by this other guy who got up to 900 in softcore. This guy also got up to. Wait. Okay, yeah. So the 1,200 waves was on softcore. 900, 800, 700. I'm on here somewhere, pretty low. I got up to wave 200-ish on my Void Knight. So 50 is pretty terrible. The point being. Which means it's not particularly strong, but it is fun. I also, as I mentioned before, never build defenses, which makes it significantly harder to finish higher level waves. Alright. And on we go. Okay, I'm in a really bad corner. Fortunately, I'm an expert dodger. Dodged everything. So, oh yeah, I was talking earlier about like active versus passive defenses. Like I like more active defenses. Like I mentioned, I don't build defenses, and what I mean by that is I don't build passive defenses. I think I would obviously do that when the game releases and like trying to get a really good build and trying to complete lots of content. But beyond like getting further into content, there's not much of a point to passive defensive mechanics. So I'll build leech, because you can find different ways to do interesting stuff with leech. But like having more block chance or your higher protections doesn't actually ever change anything with your build. You never see any more unique mechanical interactions. But like, you know, leech would interact with your cast speed. It interacts with your damage. There's a lot more to it than just, okay, you negated some damage or you gained some health. So for that reason, like the active defenses like also encourage you to engage more with the game. Like having increased cast and attack speed and movement speed helps me dodge things better. So therefore, my like playstyle is going to be more focused around dodging things. So that kind of led me to me thinking about like, okay, so we have a ton of passive defenses in last Epoch. Just all over the place. dear. Oh dear, oh dear. So I started thinking about like one in particular, chance to receive glancing blow has been deemed by the uh, I guess professional ladder climbers to be overpowered, which is what they build on like a lot of their stuff. It's a really decent passive defense where you just basically negate part of your damage by 50%. Glancing blow mechanic grants a chance to only receive a glancing blow when you take a hit. You take half damage from glancing blows. So, with your glancing blows, you can get this up to 100%. So you basically just take half damage, and that's based off of like affixes that you can put on your gear. So you could change the percentage, like the maximum percentage, so that you can only get up to 50% chance, but that still ends up being a pretty much 25% reduction of damage. Like it has some interactions with spike damage that you might be taking, but not a whole lot. So it's just flat damage reduction, percentage wise, which is also the same thing as dodge, except the difference from dodge is that it scales better because dodge doesn't scale well into higher levels. And you take 50% reduced damage instead of 100% reduced damage, and you also get on hit status effects applied to you, so poisons and other stuff. But I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we could somehow turn that into a active defense mechanic instead of a passive one? So I posted on the forums. Basically, what if your chance to receive glancing blow was not determined by your gear, but it was just you innately had like 100% chance for glancing blow, but your chance went down as you took more hits. So the more things that are hitting you, or if something hits a lot, then your chance to receive the glancing blow goes down, till eventually to the point where you no longer have a chance of receiving a glancing blow. And then you could do a lot of stuff with that mechanic. Like you could turn the chance to receive a glancing blow into like a resource. Like I called it preparedness. So if it's like a resource, then there's like more knobs that you can turn with the gear. So then you could have the gear affixes, instead of being the chance, you can have it be the percent reduction that a glancing blow would have. You could have the percent reduction be increased or decreased based off of how many stacks of preparedness you have. So you have more ways to interact with it with passes. You can have it like as your chance goes up or down, you have more damage. You could have it be reversed so that as you take more hits, your chance for a glancing blow increases, so that you take a lot of damage from like the initial shots, but like as more things get piled on, you start taking less. I thought that'd be interesting. What does chat think? Does chat have any opinions? Am I just ranting to myself? Anyway, I did write a full forum post about it. You can go on the forums and read it for yourselves. Oh no. Oh no, that was wave 43. I didn't make it up to wave 50. Well, that was... it's actually about time that I ended the stream anyways. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. Appreciate everyone who came in, chatted. I'm going to be on tomorrow around the same time, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that would be about 3 hours ago from wherever you are currently. I'll also be on during the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. If you want to stay up to date, you want to know what I'm doing, go ahead and join me on Discord. I just popped a link into chat. In the future, I'm going to probably be doing some co-op streams. Co-op's not in the game currently, but I just kind of want to look at maybe some of the broken stuff that you can do with some co-op stuff. Vid is still bugged. All of that is white. It is not the video, Inferna. It is the game. This is what the game looks like for me. It's a very niche bug. It's a Linux NVIDIA Unity bug. So it only looks like this if you're on a Linux computer with an NVIDIA graphics card with the proprietary drivers. And it's not my end. Yes, it is my end. But it is the game. The game is bugged. But Luke was talking about this earlier. Luke said that this is going to be fixed before beta. So it'll be gone. No problems with this. I'll invest my points before I head out. Okay, so I need more mana. So I'm going to get mana for my skeletons dying, which is going to free me up to get even more increased mana cost on my wraiths. So I'll do that. And my bone golems, they seem tanky enough. I might want to get one node in drawing the aggro. I want to get this node eventually, maybe, but I might need to invest it all into them, making them tankier. See ya tomorrow, Inferno. That is correct. I'm going to find someone to drop you all off at for a host. Let's see who I can do that for. Who is playing my game? Last Epoch. I'm the only one streaming Last Epoch. Do I have any friends streaming? I do not have any friends. Well then, I will find someone playing Grim Dawn. Let's see who's playing Grim Dawn. Let's see. Who looks cool? This guy has backseat gaming allowed. Bit Deep. I'm gonna throw you all on over to Bit Deep. But yes, as always, thank you everyone for tuning in. I appreciate you all coming in. You can follow me, get notifications when I'm going live, or you can join Discord, or both. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.